Now on 4 News Now at 6, strong dust clouds spreading across the inland northwest, where they're coming from and when the winds will die down that are carrying them. In your first alert forecast.
The symbol of pride for the LGBTQ plus community vandalized again in downtown Spokane. Will explain why a new hate crime law inspired by this type of vandalism won't apply even if police find those responsible.
And after years of construction, the Post Street Bridge in downtown Spokane is set to reopen. We'll show you the Gorge Trail Loop and how it will keep you safe from crossing a busy street. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
Well, here's a live look over downtown Spokane. As you can see, there is plenty of dust filling the air. You can also see all that wind that's blowing that camera. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Derek Dice. Wind advisories are in effect in parts of the inland northwest, including Spokane County.
I'm Kirsten O'Connor. We are here with meteorologist Matt Gray. And Matt, that view has shifted just since 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it was about 4:30. Everything was looking beautiful, despite the wind, right? And it is a totally different story now as dust has rolled in from the Columbia Basin, and it looks like it's going to be sticking around in some form or fashion through the evening. Now, it does look like things are starting to clear up at least a little bit on the West Plains, but as I'm about to show you, there is more dust out there that is going to get blown in the direction of Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Sky's actually looking way dustier in Coeur d'Alene right now as we look at the traffic cameras around the region. So that first wave of dust has now pushed its way through Spokane. It is now pushing into the Coeur d'Alene area at this moment. The bottom line here is if you are sensitive to dust, if you're sensitive to pollen, if you're sensitive to any sort of air quality issues, tonight is the night to stay inside, hang out with us, and watch some television and not bother with all the mess. Now, some good news here is that where all this dust is coming from, largely around, say, parts of Grant County, it looks like our visibility has improved quite a bit since earlier today at the Moses Lake Airport. Still, though, winds are gusting pretty strong in the 40-mile-an-hour range. They were into 50s earlier, so over the next couple of hours, we'll see the winds gradually from west to east begin to diminish around the region. But there is more dust, as I mentioned, that is on the way here. We're picking it up on satellite. It's not very strong, but I've done the best I can to show you where it is. So we have the first wave of dust that moved into Spokane that's moving into Coeur d'Alene right now. There's some cloud cover, so we're not able to see that very well. But we can see the trail of dust that's coming in behind it that extends basically through the Sprague area, past Sprague Lake, and then past Ritzville and on into somewhere, or at least a couple of somewheres around Grant County, Lincoln County, and Adams County. All that dust being blown in our direction by those southwesterly winds. Those winds, by the way, are going to calm down with the setting of the sun, and so things are going to be a lot quieter heading into tonight, but still windy enough that we got a wind advisory that continues on until tomorrow, where we will see some more changes in your forecast, including cooler weather and a chance for rain. All that coming up.
All right, Matt, thank you. Here's a live look of the Pride Crosswalk in downtown Spokane, where in just the last few hours, the city cleaned off what appeared to be tar that had been left all over the symbol of the LGBTQ plus community.
The mural was also defaced last summer, leading to the creation of a new law that could charge people with a hate crime for vandalizing public property. Marissa Rio is live near that crosswalk tonight and explains why no one will be charged with a hate crime, even if they find those responsible.
That's right, Derek and Kirsten. A Spokane senator introduced that bill to close a loophole that didn't classify vandalism to public property like this mural as hate crimes. Now, Governor Inslee did sign that bill into law in March, but it doesn't go into effect until June 6th. That means that the vandalism done to this mural, as of now, does not classify as a hate crime.
The Pride Crosswalk at Spokane Falls Boulevard and Howard just received a new paint job a little over 2 weeks ago. What was once a mural of bright colors that represented equality, love, and acceptance of the LGBTQ community is now defaced with a message of hate.
Of course I'm sad, but I have a realist part of me that kind of knew this was possible.
Possible, because last summer this mural was also a target for vandals.
People don't understand that Pride is just about love, acceptance, and equality.
The Spokane Fire Department responded to the intersection at about 1:15 this morning. Someone had poured accelerant over the mural and set it on fire. Spokane Mayor Brown saying she condemns this hate-fueled act.
It kind of renewed my sense that we really need to pull together as a community and show that that's not what our values are.
City street cleaners worked this afternoon to clean up the black tar-like substance. But as you can see, the remnants of last night's vandalism remain imprinted in the heart of downtown Spokane. While these actions spew a message of hate, Spokane Pride took it as an opportunity to try and educate others and invite them to the Spokane Pride Parade.
If you do feel like vandalizing something like this, I would highly encourage you just to come see what's happening there. It's not what people make it sound like. It's not a bunch of, nudity and a bunch of debauchery. It's just families and, people celebrating their community and, equality and love.
The Spokane Pride Parade is on June 8th at noon. Matthew Danielson hopes that this mural can be repainted by then. The Spokane Police Department is actively investigating this crime, and we will continue to update you with any new information as soon as it becomes available. Reporting live in Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Well, the Riverside School District paraeducator accused of child sex crimes won't be released from jail even if he posts bond. A federal judge placed Dallas Schuler under a U.S. Marshal's hold. The judge thinks he poses enough of a risk that he should be held in jail until a federal trial, which hasn't even been scheduled yet. Schuler is charged with state and federal charges, accused of trading sexually explicit videos of kids and posing as a child to get them. So how did the FBI find out about Schuler? According to an affidavit, the FBI received a tip through the Operation Rescue Me Endangered Child Alert program. The unit reviews images of child pornography to try to identify victims and perpetrators. An analyst was reviewing a video that had been screen recorded by someone. While it was being screen recorded, the person recording received a call. And for a split second, agents say Schuler's face appeared on the screen.
Well, the case against a Coeur d'Alene man accused of trying to provide information to ISIS and also attack Coeur d'Alene churches is so complex, federal prosecutors want another year before it goes to trial. The FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force arrested 18-year-old Alexander Mercurio in April. They say he had been communicating with someone online that he thought was a member of ISIS, pledging his oath to the terrorist group and saying he was going to attack churches in its name. His trial was initially set for May 28th, but a federal judge ruled that the case is so complex that it is unreasonable to expect adequate preparation for pretrial proceedings or the trial itself. The judge set the trial date as May 5th, 2025. The Seattle Seahawks are projected to have only 7.5 wins, despite having the 8th easiest schedule in the NFL.
Yeah, that's not great. Sports director Julian Minnesota joins us live in studio. But Julian, does this mean that there's actually a path for the Seahawks to make the postseason still?
Well, there certainly is. And now that the dust is settled, we've sat with our thoughts when it comes to the schedule. I'm going to give you the best and worst thing about the Seahawks schedule. We start with the good news, the best stuff. It comes right at the beginning of the season. Seattle opens the season at home against the Denver Broncos, followed by a road game against the New England Patriots. Now, the Seahawks are projected to be better than both of those teams. The Broncos and Patriots also have rookie quarterbacks, so the Seahawks could give them a nice warm welcome to the NFL. There is a good chance Seattle starts the season and the Mike Macdonald era at 2-0. Now, the worst thing about the Seahawks schedule. Weeks 6 through 11 are brutal. With a capital B, the Seahawks have 5 games in that span, and 4 of them are against some of the best teams in the league. You have the San Francisco 49ers twice, the Buffalo Bills, and the LA Rams. Seattle's only saving grace is the bye in Week 10, but those divisional games could be the difference between making the playoffs or sitting on your couch at this end of the season. Seattle, like you said, 7.5 wins. That will not be good enough to make the postseason. That stretch will be crucial if Seattle wants to make a playoff push. Last year, they ended the season right behind the Green Bay Packers there. 9 wins, so 7.5 right now is where you're projected. That target should be about 2, maybe 3 more than that, and those stretches there could be the crucial tipping point.
All right. Let's just start 2-0 and see what happens.
There it is. Well, still ahead, a new section of trail is set to open along the Spokane River in downtown Spokane. We'll show you how it's meant to help you and your family cross the river without crossing any busy streets.
I'm Chris Crocker, live at the STCU branch on the South Hill, where our spring Coats for Kids Clean Out has been a tremendous success, and you can still donate. I'll tell you how after the break.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
For 27 years, our promise has been to save you green.
Did you know that Spokane Hyperbaric Center uses oxygen to reduce pain, inflammation, and swelling?
I didn't know that.
Did you know that hyperbaric oxygen therapy promotes new blood vessel growth, fights infection, and releases more stem cells from your bone marrow?
I didn't know that.
Would you like to know if Spokane Hyperbaric Center is the right choice for you? Go to hyperbarichope.com to find out.
Spokane Hyperbaric Center gave us hope. And now you know.
Everyone's itching to win Northern Quest's Scratch and Win GMC Sierra giveaway. With $520,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs, it's only natural. But instead of a log, tree, or communal bush, all you need is your Camus Rewards card. Play daily to earn scratch tickets good for reward play, bonus points, hotel stays, and maybe a brand new GMC Sierra pickup. That's an itch we'd all like to scratch.
Join STCU Best of Broadway for classic comedies, family favorites, and blockbuster hits live at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Season tickets include Stephen Sondheim's smash hit musical comedy Company, Funny Girl, the hit Broadway show with one of the greatest musical scores of all time, hilarious fan favorite Beetlejuice, feel-good celebration Mamma Mia, and the multi-Tony Award-winning new musical MJ. Order season tickets to reserve your seats now at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Considering a new air conditioner? Before you commit, call Bill's Heating and AC. We're elevating efficiency and savings by matching heat pump prices to any local air conditioner quotes and setting a new standard for comfort. Why heat pumps? Similar to ACs, they offer high efficiencies to heat and cool your home for a lower cost. And with the purchase of qualifying equipment, you may be eligible to receive a 25C tax credit of up to $3,200. Don't miss out. Call Bill's Heating and AC for your free quote now.
The spring clearance sale is on at R&R RV Center in Liberty Lake in North Spokane. Spring into action with R&R's largest discounts ever. Class B camper vans up to $83,000 off. Montana fifth wheels up to $43,000 off. Cougar's #1 selling fifth wheel floor plan priced at only $49,990. Shop now at R&R RV in Liberty Lake or North Spokane. Online at rnrrv.com.
From R&R RV, your RV superstore.
A familiar sound of construction, but not for long. Crews have been working on the Post Street Bridge for the last 4 years, adding commute time and detouring customers away from local businesses.
This bridge is the final piece of the Spokane Gorge Trail Loop that runs beneath the south side of the Monroe Street Bridge. Once it's done, you'll be able to jog, run, or bike from A Place of Truth's Plaza. Bronte Sorotsky joins us from the final piece of that loop, the Post Street Bridge. In just a couple more weeks, Bronte, and it'll be open as well.
Yeah, that's right. As soon as early June, this bridge will be open, and this is huge. This bridge is the gateway to the Gorge Loop Trail. Now, businesses have been hoping for this for years now, and the city says this opening has been years, if not decades, in the making. Well, the completion...
All right, you couldn't hear us there, but we'll tell you that this project comes just in time for the city's 9-week Expo celebrations. We'll try to work on that audio for you later.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
All right, it may be starting to feel like summer, but we want to make sure every kid across the Inland Northwest has a warm jacket to wear this winter. That's why right now at 5 STCU locations in our area, they're collecting new and slightly used coats in our Coats for Kids Closet Clean-Out event.
There's Chris Crocker in the back. It looks like of a very full trunk. Chris, this has been a huge success for our first ever try at this Closet Clean-Out.
It has surpassed my wildest expectations. And I'm sitting here with Kristen Piscopo. We are hiding from the wind because it's insane out there. But Kristen, I cannot believe how, and these are just the coats from the South Hill branch. It has been an amazing day of coat collecting.
Absolutely. We got word that there's 20 bags of coats ready for us at the main branch. They're still collecting,
Big
of course,
bags, yeah,
until 7 o'clock. But the community, STCU members, I mean, really rallied around this. We got feedback that, you know, folks were getting ready to have their garage sales and they heard about this and donated instead, which we love. We love the support of the local community in this effort. It's truly takes a village to do this.
Well, STCU has been such a great partner for Coats for Kids, and we dreamed of doing a spring collection for many years. Thank you for making that happen. Your members really stepped up.
Yes, and our employees truly, they get it so excited about it. The members coming in, of course, non-members coming in that are just so, you know, just very, very faithful to the tradition of Coats for Kids, and this just allows them for another time to drop off. We get feedback that people buy, you know, in December and save for the whole year, and so this is a nice opportunity for an earlier drop-off.
And then they don't have to hold on to them until the fall. I've been admiring this one. Nice, thick, heavy snowboard coat. Some teenage person is going to absolutely love this. We've got some good coats. Had a nice woman in between the 5 and the 6 show up with her son, Tamara. Thank you, Tamara. And you can drop them off at STCU until 7 tonight.
That's right. Yep, the branches are closed, but we have STCU staff outside of the branches until 7, so there's still time.
And we'll be sitting here out of the wind until 7. And Matt, I can confirm it is very unpleasant here on the South Hill. Back to you.
Yeah, things kind of escalated pretty quickly, didn't they?
Yeah, I'll say my wife can confirm that too. She's out at our son's track meet right now.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Yes, and my wife's down at the main branch helping pack coats there for STCU. So I promised I would shout her out. So I'm sure everybody's having a good time, probably a better time indoors away from this wind. Well, tomorrow, tell you what, maybe you got to bring out the light jacket. Maybe you got to bring out the pants. It's been shorts weather for so long. Well, you know, these winds, they're bringing in some cooler air, and it's not a big chance, but it is a chance for some rain. We'll talk about that and more on these winds whipping through the inland Northwest right now after this.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Sandpoint Furniture.
Tesla's bluesy and soulful sound is still roaring and soaring live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, July 25th. Get your tickets now for one of the 80s hottest bands.
Winning is just the beginning.
Elegance, style, quality, custom made for your project. Agalite shower doors and bath enclosures by River City Glass are designed for a lifetime of use. Timeless beauty that speaks for itself with superior quality and exceptional value. Offering exquisite custom wine room enclosures and office room glass, specializing in custom mirrors crafted to fit your space. Producing high-performance glass for every project, residential and commercial. River City Glass.
This year we celebrate Gary Middle School. That's where we're going to have the hometown Chevy Diamonds and Dreams. The whole infield's got to go. New fences, new backstop, and dugouts. The kids are going to love it. Diamonds and Dreams brought to you by your hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union.
Are you tired of getting out of your car to open your gate? Would you like to control the access to your commercial property or business? Then call the experts at Northwest Fence to get a free estimate for your new automated gate. Nobody builds them better.
At Liberty Park, we've been growing our own since 1928, and we continue to be your go-to greenhouse for all your gardening needs, including custom container planting. We have a colorful selection of annuals, perennials, and hanging baskets. With several varieties of tomatoes and other veggie starts, we have all you need to kick off your vegetable garden. We also carry yard art, soil, and pots of all sizes and colors. Liberty Park Greenhouse and Garden Center is now open in the historic South Perry District.
Have you worked or enjoyed the outdoors in Lincoln County before 2014? You may have been exposed to harmful Libby amphibole asbestos. Get your free asbestos health screening today. Don't wait. Early detection is key. Contact the CARD clinic at libbyasbestos.org.
It's the Coeur d'Alene Casino's $257,000 trucks and boatloads of winning giveaway. May 25th kicks off the giveaways. Earn entries to win extra play cash and a 16-foot low fish and ski boat grand prize.
Winning is just the beginning.
Take a look at this new video from the Spokane County Sheriff's Office's Air One helicopter. It shows a man recklessly weaving through traffic yesterday afternoon in Spokane Valley. The Sheriff's Office said this all started with a welfare check. When they responded to the call, they saw a vehicle that matched the description given by the caller. Investigators say the driver ran a stop sign, and when deputies tried to pull him over, he took off. The suspect eventually ditched the car and tried to hide in someone's backyard. You saw him just go over the fence right there. But thanks to the eye in the sky, deputies were able to quickly find him and take the man into custody. He is now facing multiple charges.
Yeah, they're watching you from different angles, so don't try to jump a fence.
You gotta look up, and you know, maybe you see the helicopter. Maybe it's not
going to be your day.
You're just wasting energy.
Yeah.
But what do I know?
All right. A lot of energy.
I know things about weather, that's it.
A lot of energy in the skies right now with all this wind blowing around.
Yeah, no kidding. And it's because we got some cooler air coming in for the weekend and some more changes and perhaps even a chance for some much needed rain. But right now, it is all about the wind here over the next few hours. Gusting still in Spokane at the airport at 47 miles an hour. So when you start to get close to 50 miles an hour, that's kind of the bottom end for when we start to see some, tree limbs breaking off, and we start to see some damage and some power outages around the region. Not a lot, but enough to where if that's you that ends up with that, it kind of ruins your day, right? So that's what we are seeing in some areas. So in Spokane County, we had as many as 500 without power here, now down to about 200. Still around 500 customers in the Colville area, or I should say Stevens County, excuse me, without power. And in Bonner County, about 100 customers here. So just some very isolated tree damage. There was a report here from the Elk area, and I'll show you that here now. So this storm report from the Elk area, strong winds, knocked a tree down onto a power line, caused some power outages in Spokane County and parts of Pend Oreille County as well. And we've seen limited visibility as well because of dust. We saw limited visibility earlier in Grant County. In fact, there were some areas that were being closed by roads that were being closed by local emergency management there. Air quality, also an issue here. If you're particularly sensitive to dust in the air, pollen as well, because guess what? All that pollen's being blown around by this wind. Air quality is sitting at moderate right now. It's likely to stay that way, I think, until we get into the morning, and then perhaps some improvement at some point on Friday. But as long as this wind blows, it's still going to be kicking up dust and sending it in the direction of Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. This wind advisory was extended earlier today until noon on Friday. We're seeing the peak gusty winds right now, but then we're going to kind of plateau out here with winds gusting into about 35 miles an hour through the night, and then for the first half of the day. Won't be at the level we're seeing now, but certainly will be noticeable and fairly inconvenient. So probably want to have an extra layer on tomorrow with temperatures in the 40s and those gusty winds. We'll also have a chance for, just 1 or 2 sprinkles, and hopefully we'll get some more substantial rain in the mountains out of this. But we have seen some showers trying to take shape right along the U.S.-Canada border. Been trying to push their way down into Boundary County. It is likely too windy and too dry for anything to reach the valleys, but I think we'll have better luck heading into tomorrow. In fact, I think that combination of, showers in the area and humidity being high enough, right around mid-morning, we'll have a chance for at least a couple of sprinkles around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. We'll start off in the middle and upper 40s with those gusty winds, 20 to 30 miles an hour. And we'll have that chance for a shower or a sprinkle that, look, it's going to be 5 or 10 minutes. Let's not overblow this here. But, hey, a chance is a chance, and we really need the rain. And I'll talk more about that coming up at 6:30. But here's the rest of your forecast for your Friday. Yeah, much cooler as we stay in the 50s for a good chunk of the afternoon. We finally creep up into the 60s by about 3 o'clock or so. But yeah, only mid-60s, which is actually below average for this time of the year. So that is significantly cooler air than what we have seen around here lately. And by the time we get to Sunday, our highs will only be in the low 60s. Now, for everybody headed out to Armed Forces Torchlight Parade on Saturday, Spokane Lilac Festival. So far, it looks like most of Saturday is going to be dry. By the time we get to late Saturday night and into Sunday, that's when things look like they're going to be headed downhill as far as rainfall goes for weekend activities. And then we've got more substantial rain chances heading into the middle and later part of next week. And I'll talk more about those chances for rain coming up in the next half hour.
Thank you, Matt. Well, still ahead, for many, the dream of homeownership is getting further and further out of reach. The key factors that are pushing more people out of the market. Next on 4 News Now at 6.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Dan the Piano Man is now Dan the Moving Man, and he would like to thank you for helping with the transition. He now specializes in relocating your most prized possessions from point A to point B with care and efficiency. He's earned the reputation of trust by helping generations of homeowners move their belongings and helping seniors to downsize. He also offers climate-controlled storage, short or long-term, for your possessions. Need your piano moved? Dan can expertly relocate it and provide tuning and repair. Call or click today for a free estimate on your moving job. Dan the Moving Man, serving Eastern Washington and North Idaho.
You're feeding it.
I will, I promise. Thanks to our Premier Rewards Visa credit card from ICCU, we earned enough cash back to stock up on puppy supplies.
But we don't have a puppy.
They're very convincing children.
This product changed my skin forever.
Paula's Choice 2% BHA, 71,000 5-star reviews, and over 30 beauty awards. Great skin begins with exfoliation. Available at paulaschoice.com and Sephora.
When Mario needs to be at his best, he needs protection that goes beyond. Dove Men with 72-hour protection and 1-quarter moisturizer. So he can forget his underarms and focus on being unforgettable. Dove Men, forgettable underarms, unforgettable you.
I'm Ben Stucker. After a career in business, I felt a call to serve. I spent 8 years as the president of the Spokane City Council. I'm proud to have been part of the team generating record reserves, leaving the city with $35 million in the savings account. That's why I want to take my experience to Olympia, to fight for Spokane. I'm running for the 3rd Legislative District House seat, and I ask for your support.
Paid for by Friends of Ben Stucker, Democrat.
GMC of Riverfront Park is your go-to dealership for pre-Memorial Day sales. All vehicles are discounted, and we will beat any price from any dealer anywhere. Savings up to $13,500 on a 2024 Sierra Crew Cab. Up to $15,000 off on a 2023 Sierra Crew Cab Denali. Just $37,988 for a 2024 GMC Sierra 1500 Crew Cab Pro 4x4. Change your mind? We have a generous 3-day 300-mile return and 7-day 700-mile exchange policy on new and used. GMC of Riverfront Park is family-owned and operated and home of warranty forever.
Sports on 4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Well, spring is traditionally when the U.S. housing market is in full bloom, but a recent Gallup survey shows Americans feeling gloomy about their prospects.
Especially those hoping to buy a home for the first time. CNN's Karen Kaifa is in Washington, D.C. with a look at what's clouding consumers' views of the market.
Record home prices are leading to sour attitudes, according to a recent Gallup survey on the state of the U.S. housing market.
We have a generation today who I think is more pessimistic than any other generation about even the chance that they'll ever be homeowners.
In addition to the increase in home prices, mortgage rates have started to climb since the Federal Reserve used interest rate hikes to curb inflation.
Unfortunately, higher interest rates are really the wet blanket of spring right now.
Current market realities are particularly frustrating for potential first-time buyers.
Homeownership, which has traditionally been a vehicle of wealth accumulation for the typical American household, is just unavailable to a large segment of the population.
And means some may need to search for homes to buy outside of big cities.
People are rediscovering the affordability opportunities as well as the quality of life opportunities that are available in suburban America.
Americans who do own homes are hesitant to give them up. Rising home prices have boosted homeowners' net worths. Good news for them, bad news for potential buyers facing tight inventory.
We continue to see multiple offers, 3 offers for every home that's listed as an average. So those bidding wars are continuing with that lack of inventory.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
Well, a new bipartisan effort to raise awareness and research for menopause is gaining momentum. Senator Patty Murray and Alaska Republican Lisa Murkowski have introduced the Advancing Menopause and Midlife Women's Health Act. The senators say the goal is to expand menopause research, education, and awareness.
We kind of continue in this silence, in this unknowing. When you ask another woman, oftentimes you will get, well, my mom just told me you just have to live through it. I think in this day and age, we can do a little bit better.
Right now, 75 million women are either in perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause in the United States, so that's half of the population. There are only a handful of federally funded clinical trials on menopause, and only 30% of doctor residency programs offer a curriculum on it.
Historic shift in the federal government's view of marijuana. Today, the Justice Department announced it's moving forward with the proposal to reclassify marijuana as a less dangerous drug. The proposed rule change recognizes the medical uses of cannabis and acknowledges it has less potential for abuse than other drugs, but it does not legalize marijuana outright for recreational use.
Far too many lives have been upended because of failed approach to marijuana, and I'm committed to righting those wrongs. You have my word on it.
The Drug Enforcement Administration will make the final decision on whether or not to make that reclassification.
It's a question that's baffled culinary experts all over the place for decades, but a judge in Indiana has made the final decision on if a taco is technically a sandwich.
The answer coming up.
Plus, we're live at LC, where a survivor from the October 7th Hamas terrorist attacks is getting ready to share his story, how he was able to survive alongside his family. Coming up in just a few minutes.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
For over 30 years, we've been keeping you warm.
Or cool, but now we are taking you to the next level of innovation.
Fireplaces, sleek modern design, or traditional electric, efficient and trendy.
Lighting, permanent, decorative, year-long lighting, providing security as well as beauty.
These are just some of the ideas we are bringing to you for the next level at Holiday Heating, Cooling, and Electric. We call it Holiday Innovation. Call us today.
Chevy gets it. I want it, and I can afford it can be one and the same. With Chevy Trax, a car and driver 10 best. The rugged Chevy Trailblazer. And Chevy Colorado, Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Chevy, all you want is all within reach. Connected by OnStar. Get 1.9% financing on select popular Chevy SUVs when you finance with GM Financial. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Dupixent helps people with asthma breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. And when you can breathe better, what isn't better? This is better. This is better. That's better. And that. Even this. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. It works with your asthma medicine to help improve lung function. That's pretty good. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's proven to help prevent asthma attacks. It can reduce or even eliminate oral steroids. And doesn't that make things better? Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Tell your doctor right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change your stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. When you can get more out of your lungs, you can do more with less asthma. And isn't that better? Ask your doctor about Dupixent, the most prescribed biologic in asthma.
4 News Now and STCU are teaming up to highlight and congratulate high school and college graduates. Send us a photo of your senior, and 10 lucky students will be chosen to win a $50 gift card from STCU. Enter your senior photo today at KXLY.com.
Next ET, our Bad Boys exclusive with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, plus Glenn Powell talks Top Gun 3. Then our goodbye to young Sheldon.
Bazinga.
Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Welcome back. The atrocities of what happened during the October 7th Hamas attack in Israel are still being revealed to the world.
A survivor who watched Hamas terrorists use his front yard as a command post during the attacks is sharing his story tonight before an audience at LC High School. That's where Jordan Smith is live tonight. And Jordan, this person's family was all there when those attacks began.
Yeah, the person speaking here tonight was able to survive that massacre back on October 7th. Hamas terrorists tried to shoot out his windows, his front door. They used his front yard, as you said, Kirsten, as a command center. All the while, it was Gal Cohen Salal, who was hiding in a makeshift bunker inside while Hamas terrorists were outside. Now, of course, those atrocities sparked the beginning of what's been a 7-month war between Hamas and Israel. In today's speech, Gal will give his recollection of what happened to his family, how he was able to survive, and why it's important to keep this conversation at the forefront of people's minds, particularly during such a contentious time here in the U.S.
Even locally, people denying the atrocities of October 7th, particularly the horrific sexual violence that Hamas terrorists committed. I hope that it'll give some clarity and hope it will bring some humanity to what happened and understand why Israel's reacted the way it has.
Gal will be sharing his personal story before an audience, as we said, here at LC High School. He will speak for about 40 minutes and then open it up to a Q&A for those in attendance. Tickets for this event are $20. You can buy them here at the door, or you can go online to inlandforisrael.org. You can see people starting to line up and make their way into LC High School. That event, again, starts at 7 o'clock. Reporting live at LC High School, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Jordan. On Capitol Hill, 16 Democratic representatives helped pass a Republican-led bill to condemn President Biden's approach to Israel and force him to send weapon shipments to the U.S. ally. The measure is a culmination of the political fallout from Biden's recent pause of a bomb shipment to Israel and is warning that the U.S. won't supply weapons that could be used in an invasion of Rafah. That is a city in southern Gaza where more than 1 million civilians have tried to find shelter. The bill will have an uphill battle making it out of the Democratic-controlled Senate.
Well, over the last few weeks, pro-Palestinian encampments have popped up on college campuses all over the country, including here at the University of Washington. Yesterday, UW's president calling the situation untenable in a letter to students and staff. The president once again calling for the unauthorized encampment to be voluntarily dismantled. As you can see in this video, almost every building near the encampment has been tagged with messages like "Free Gaza," "Boeing Arms Genocide," and "Abolish Israel." The university's leader calling some of it, quote, clearly anti-Semitic and violent.
There's a lot of it, and I honestly, even though I'm not a part of the Jewish community, I do feel very, very bad for them because a lot of them don't even agree with what's happening on the other side of the world, but they feel attacked for it.
The university president saying the language used in the graffiti is creating an unwelcome and fearful environment, writing, "While I strongly support free speech and peaceful protests, I also strongly support the rights of all our community members to live, learn, and work without fear." 3 UW crews worked to remove the spray paint, but they didn't do it alone. Each crew had at least 3 police officers with them for security.
Let's take a live look now over a dusty downtown Spokane tonight. You can still see our camera shaking in the wind as that wind is blowing dust through the region. Meteorologist Matt Gray is in for Chris tonight. And Matt, we've just been watching this wind continue to whip through the 6 o'clock newscast.
And it was quite dramatic as we've gone over the past couple of hours and watched the dust lift up from the Columbia Basin and work its way into eastern Washington and into North Idaho. Skies here as we are now in the 6:30 half hour have cleared out a little bit. We're seeing a lot better visibility, even in the Coeur d'Alene area where as we hit 6 o'clock, it was considerably less than what we were seeing in Spokane at the time. So the first wave of kind of this dust has moved through, but there is more that's going to be blown in our direction from central Washington as the evening continues, and air quality has suffered as a result of all this dust blowing in. In fact, it's on the upper end of moderate. So once again, remember, there's a lot of pollen being blown around as well. So allergy sufferers and anybody really sensitive to dust or anytime we have any sort of kind of air pollution situation going on, really just hang out inside, hang out with us as we head through the rest of the evening. Now, speaking of your evening, dry skies, temperatures will fall into the 60s, eventually reaching the upper 50s as we head towards 10 o'clock. Cooler air is on the way. Our winds will calm down as well, although they'll still be fairly gusty as we head through the rest of the evening. And we'll even see a little kind of secondary peak in the winds tomorrow morning, where we'll see gusts as high as 35 miles an hour. Not as windy as this afternoon, but still windy enough that you'll notice it. We may see some more blowing dust for the start of your day. This advisory goes until noon on Friday. We've got some other things to talk about, like a chance for rain as we get ready to start the weekend. We'll break down those rain chances for Friday and beyond coming up.
All right, Matt, thanks. There's still time to make it to our first ever Coats for Kids closet clean out. You have about 22 minutes left to drop off a new or gently used coat to a participating STCU location.
Every winter, our 4 News Now viewers are so generous.
Oh my gosh.
There's Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker meeting someone right now who is dropping off coats. That's fantastic, Chris.
Jody just dropped off some coats, a bunch of coats. Thank you, Jody.
Yes, of course.
Oh, North Face. Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate you very much. All right.
How you guys are doing?
Oh, good. Thank you. That was Jody. And Wendy came by and dropped off this beautiful purple coat with all the tags on it and this fancy snow pants. And we are just having a great time at the South Hill branch of STCU. And we've got our good friend here from STCU, Ms.
You're good, Kristen Piscopo.
Kristen Piscopo. I am so sorry. I got excited when Jody pulled up and I lost my train of thought. We are so excited that STCU has partnered with us for this spring clean out drive, but also this is the first year you were with us in the fall too. Tell us what the Coats for Kids means for STCU.
Sure. It is such a rich and beloved community tradition, and so when we had the opportunity to partner last fall, we just jumped at the opportunity. Our members love it, the community loves it, our employees get really involved too, and so it was so fun to have bins in all of our branches, and then today in 5 branches, and it's amazing to see the turnout.
Oh my gosh, Kristen, I cannot tell you how surprised I was when I came in and saw bags and bags and bags of coats, and there's more in the car here that we're going to be taking. Some of them brand new, some of them gently used. We'll get them cleaned, and then when the collection is just getting underway, we'll be able to get those coats out ahead of time so that when it's just starting to get cold, kids can get coats a little bit earlier. So that is a real gift. And it wasn't just this branch. I understand your main branch also had an incredible experience.
Yes, today we were collecting at Maine, at Argonne in the Valley, Crossroads in North Idaho, and then the North Branch. They all had such good turnout and just, amazing donations from the community, with our main branch receiving 20 bags.
Oh my gosh. And they were still out, they're still out collecting.
Yes.
We'll be here until 7 collecting Coats for Kids. Kristen Piscopo with STCU. I appreciate you and all your employees and members and everyone who's stopped by to help keep kids warm.
The wind didn't stop people from showing up. That's really good news. Well, hey, the date is set for the highly anticipated rematch between Gonzaga and Kentucky.
And it comes at a pretty crucial time of the season for the Zags.
Yeah, that's right. The non-conference schedule will not be easy for Gonzaga, I'll tell you that. Everything you need to know about the matchup coming up next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Walker's Furniture. 4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
We want your furniture. During our spring cleaning sale, bring in or send us photos of furniture you no longer want. And if it's in good condition, we'll consign it for you. Plus, give you an additional 20% off your next purchase.
Consign Furniture. Easy way to sell, smart way to buy.
It's time to beat the summer rush for your new fence installation or automation installation. Plus, save 15% on all retail stock materials during the Northwest Fence Early Spring Sale. Nobody builds them better.
When your backyard is bursting with color and beauty, you're feeling more than pride. You've got the power of the flower from the Plant Farm. The power of the flower gives you creativity, inspiration, energy, and so much more. With the helping hand of the Plant Farm, life excites and your talent knows no boundaries. Bring home the power of the flower from the Plant Farm today. Because life is better in the garden.
This year, spend your summer in a new Toyota from Findlay Downtown Toyota. And take advantage of the great lease options and financing specials currently being offered. This week at Findlay.
Catch all the action at Caesars Sportsbook, located inside Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino, the area's largest sportsbook. Bet your favorite games live as they happen with in-play betting, or place bets ahead of time with the Bet Ahead feature. Only at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. You just win here.
This year, make your home more energy efficient and beautiful with McVey Brothers Roofing, Siding, and Windows. Did you know McVey Brothers sells the popular Coeur d'Alene windows? And last year, the 6000 Window and Door Series won the prestigious Energy Star Efficiency Award. Well, right now when you purchase a 6000 Series window, we'll match your energy rebate up to $10 per square foot. Plus give you $500 off any roof you add to the job. At McVey Brothers, we're always working for you.
We want your furniture. During our spring cleaning sale, bring in or send us photos of furniture you no longer want. And if it's in good condition, we'll consign it for you. Plus, give you an additional 20% off your next purchase.
Consign furniture. Easy way to sell, smart way to buy.
Well, with Washington State football joining the Mountain West, it means the Cougars will have a brand new set of rivals, and this includes Boise State.
Yeah, the Broncos made the trip to Coeur d'Alene as part of their Bronco Stampede across Idaho. Sports director Julian Minnesone joins us. And Julian, why did Boise State feel it was important to come up here and visit the Inland Northwest?
Well, they understand they're competing with teams like a Washington State, for example, when it comes to recruiting, especially since they're going to be playing in the same conference for at least the next few years. Alex Crescenti is at that Bronco Stampede right now in Coeur d'Alene with more on Boise State and their hope to plant their flag in the Inland Northwest.
We may only be about 50 miles away from the University of Idaho's campus down in Moscow, but tonight, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho is Boise State territory. The university embarking on their Bronco Stampede campaign. As we know, holding geographical advantages is more important than ever in college sports. Now, we're going to be hearing from some pretty big names within the athletics department tonight. That's led by athletics director Jeremiah Dickey, men's basketball head coach and former Gonzaga assistant Leon Rice, and of course, men's basketball player and Spokane native Tyson Degenhardt. Now we'll get a chance to chat with all of them later this evening, so make sure to tune in to Nightside to hear what they have to say. Reporting Coeur d'Alene, I'm Alex Crescenti, 4 News Now Sports.
All right, thank you, Alex. Now, no John Calipari, no problem. Gonzaga will continue its series against Kentucky despite the coaching change in Lexington. According to CBS Sports, the Zags and Wildcats will match up on December 7th at Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle. It's the third of a 6-game series between the schools. Gonzaga won the first meeting at the Spokane Arena in 2022, and they won again at Rupp Arena last season. The Bulldogs will bring back 7 players who played in last season's game. Kentucky is not expected to return any players who logged minutes in that matchup back in February. Now, the Gonzaga men's team has added a number of talented players this offseason, and the women's team is now doing the same. The GU women signed Minnesota transfer McKinley Dalen. Dalen appeared in 15 games during her freshman season last year. Dalen is from Montesano, Washington, and was an all-state player in high school. And reports also say that Washington State and Nevada are scheduling a home-and-home series starting next season in Reno. The return game will be in Pullman during the 2025-26 season. The Cougars have won 3 of the 4 matchups against the Wolfpack, the last game coming in 2000 when the Cougs won in overtime. That'll wrap us up for sports.
All right, Julian, thank you. This is a look at that new Gorge Trail connection that runs beneath the south side of the Monroe Street Bridge in Spokane. It'll allow you to jog, run, or bike from a Place of Truth's Plaza under the bridge and down into Peaceful Valley without having to deal with cars. That section of the trail is just about ready to open.
It's pretty exciting, giving you a new view of the falls, and it will also mean you can do the Gorge Loop from Riverfront Park on the south side, downstream to the Sandifer Bridge, cross the river, and climb the hill to Kendall yards. All of this is slated to wrap up the first week of June. The completion of the Great Gorge Trail Loop has been the city's vision for decades. For the last 5 years, pedestrians and drivers have had to account for extra time on their commutes while the Post Street Bridge has been under construction. And once it's all done, this loop will be complete and you'll be able to get to the North Bank from downtown more easily than ever. 4 News Now will be back in less than 3 minutes. Stay with us.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Ready for action? It's no holds barred as King of the Cage features upcoming MMA stars battling it out for their next big ticket fight. King of the Cage, live at Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, June 13th.
Winning is just the beginning.
I mean, I have to have it.
Is this you? Finding something you can't live without, but your card is... Adding your P1FCU MasterCard to your mobile wallet makes checking out easy online and at the register.
Almost there. Oh.
Open your free Ascend checking account that comes with tons of great benefits at p1fcu.org/free. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
It's the big kickoff event this month at Northwest Fence, where every year we launch the fencing season with great bargains on fence and automated gate packages. So give us a call to schedule your new chain link, vinyl, or ornamental iron fence. Or maybe you're a do-it-yourselfer looking for materials. Save a little of the cost by shopping early and beating the summer rush during the spring launch at Northwest Fence. Nobody builds them better.
The selection and savings have never been better at Finley Downtown Toyota. Which means this summer, if you're looking for a new Camry or some great financing on a new truck, you can find it all this week at Finley.
If you're ready to transform your garden into a beautiful oasis, look no further than Barn & Blossom's Nursery on the Spokane South Hill. The knowledgeable staff can help you select the perfect plants and flowers for your space, whether you're looking for perennials, annuals, shrubs, or trees. Barn & Blossom's deeply rooted history in the hills of the Palouse remains and now offers new experiences to its patrons, including a beautiful new venue for you to host the event of a lifetime. Experience Barn & Blossom's Nursery today and create the garden of your dreams.
This year we celebrate Gary Middle School. That's where we're going to have the hometown Chevy Diamonds and Dreams. The whole infield's got to go. New fences, new backstop, and dugouts. The kids are going to love it. Diamonds and Dreams brought to you by your hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union.
It's the Coeur d'Alene Casino's $257,000 trucks and boatloads of winning giveaway. May 25th kicks off the giveaways. Earn entries to win extra play cash and a 16-foot low fish and ski boat grand prize.
Winning is just the beginning.
4 News Now. Expect more on air, online, and on the app.
All right, Matt Gray has one more look at all that wind whipping around.
Yep, and all the dust is blowing as well.
All right, yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look here. I just got this sent from our viewer and our friend Christina. So this is in the Rafter Prairie. I believe that is Lancaster Road. So those of you who live in the area, you know where that is. We've got blowing dust across the Rafter Prairie and extremely limited visibility. So, you know what? If you can hang out wherever you are, watch us, have a good time, and limit your travel, or at very least, if you have to go out somewhere, really, really slow down, because you are not going to see things out ahead of you. You're not going to see things coming and going like you would. You got to treat this almost like a dense fog type of situation. So, hey, let's take this full screen so you can kind of get a better view of kind of how this is looking. So once again, this is on the Rafter Prairie, and we have more dust that's going to be moving in and out as we head throughout the evening. Let's show you these winds. So here are your winds for Friday, or for the rest, or for Friday, excuse me. So we'll see things calm down after sunset tonight. We will end up with our wind gusts about 35 miles an hour in the morning, and then calming down considerably because we're transitioning to cool weather and a chance for some wet weather. Boy, we need some rain desperately. So far, only 2 inches this spring season, and we are over halfway through the month of May. So we don't have much left to get to that average of 4.62 inches. We're not going to get there, but at least we can get a little bit closer. There has been some showers in our northern counties today, as you can see right now, some rain along the U.S.-Canada border, but it is too dry, it is too windy for much of that rain to get down to our valley locations. So anything that you're seeing on this simulated radar tonight is kind of a wash. Instead, we look forward to the potential for at least a little bit of rain tomorrow. And maybe this is just me grasping at straws, but you know, a chance of rain is better than no chance of rain, which is what we have largely been in for the past several days. So here is this kind of lobe of wet weather that's coming down here on Friday morning, moving through the Colville area, moving into Republic. By the time we get to about 10 or 11 in the morning, it's moving into Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, and we will end up with a much higher chance for rain, say 40–50% in places like Sandpoint, Bonners Ferry, and then across Pend Oreille County. So there is some positivity here that at least many parts of North Idaho could see a little bit of rain. And we have the possibility of even a few thunderstorms trying to get themselves going in North Idaho in the afternoon. Now, my optimism for afternoon rain in places like Coeur d'Alene and Spokane, much, much less than that kind of first round that'll come through in the morning. But hey, you know what? At least there's a chance. So there is your outlook for the day. We're going to be considerably cooler, and that is going to be a theme in the days to come with that chance of rain during the first half of the day. So let's show you your 7-day forecast. And yeah, it's going to be a lot cooler by the time we get to the end of the weekend. I think all of the big events for Saturday are okay for the time being. Sunday, however, you may want to have that raincoat handy, and we'll be looking at more chances for much needed rain in the middle of next week.
All right, Matt, thank you so much. As we head to our final break, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight. Did you know Grey's Anatomy has been around for almost 20 years?
I'm a huge fan.
It's wild. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Just in time for Memorial Day, PAR and 4 News Now are teaming up for the Great American Flag Swap. May 22nd, bring your old tattered flag to PAR Lumber in North Spokane. In exchange, you'll receive a new American flag from Uncle Sam's Flag and Gift.
From the beautiful craftsmanship of cabinets to the stylish looks of granite, quartz, and marble countertops, Northwest Granite has the staff and selection to help you transform your home, office, or cabin into the place of your dreams. Northwest Granite.
What makes Hospice of Spokane unique is their level of dedication to the patient.
We try to wrap our services around the patient and the family.
Your team feels like our team. That's how much we know you care about making sure patients and families get what they need.
We go, I feel like, above and beyond for the hospice patients to make that last journey of life comfortable.
Life can be hard. With Culligan, your water doesn't have to be.
What does RV stand for? Recreational vehicle or ruined vacation? At Click It RV, we want you to have a fun, safe camping experience. So for the month of May, get to any Click It RV store and get a professional propane leak test, tire pressure check, wheel bearings, roof, slide and battery test. And all inspections are free because we want you and yours to have a safe camping season. Thinking of upgrading? Check out the used selection of new and used top brands like Grand Design, Rockwood, Flagstaff, Winnebago, and more. So get to a Click It RV store near you for a free inspection and keep your family safe.
National Dinosaur Day is May 15th. Celebrate with Stanley, the Triple Play Raptor, and enter to win a play and stay package to Raptor Reef Water Park. Tune in to Good Morning Northwest for the word of the day, weekdays May 6th through the 14th. Then go to KXLY.com and enter to win.
Just in time for Memorial Day, PAR and 4 News Now are teaming up for the Great American Flag Swap. May 22nd, bring your old tattered flag to PAR Lumber in North Spokane. In exchange, you'll receive a new American flag from Uncle Sam's Flag and Gift.
Stalked for decades.
It was really, truly awful, like a living nightmare.
Next, Inside Edition, the terrifying calls.
Over 60 calls a day.
The chilling messages.
You look beautiful when you wear stockings.
Is a serial stalker targeting real estate agents?
Then, Trump on trial. The return of Michael Cohen to the stand. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
It's a really important question. Are tacos and burritos technically sandwiches? We wanted to sit here and talk about it for a long time, but we only have 30 seconds. So there's a judge that made a ruling we don't have to we don't have to wonder anymore.
Yeah, in Fort Wayne, Indiana, guy wanted to open up a taco shop in a single-family home. The problem was it's in an area where it's only designated the restaurants serve sandwiches could be there. So the judge helped the guy out, said they're basically Mexican sandwiches. I like what the judge is doing there, but no, it's not a sandwich.
No.
They're going to open that whole hot dog debate again, too.
Nope.